Welcome to RedHawk Radio and our presentation of Miami basketball here this evening. Patrick Geshan with you here in the studio, getting you ready for Miami and Ball State. The first time both of these teams will play since Saturday. The matchup tonight at Millett Hall will be meeting number 2 of the season between the Cardinals and the RedHawks. We'll get you out to Millett Hall in just a moment, but Patrick Geshan with you here in the studio for the pregame show. Ball State's last game, a 57-56 win over Akron on Saturday. Miami also playing on Saturday. They had a game at Western Michigan in Kalamazoo, but lost 84-79 in overtime. And with that loss, Miami now 0-10 in their last 10 games going into overtime. Again, these two teams last met January 22nd in Muncie, a game you heard right here on Red Hawk Radio. Miami won that meeting 71-65 for their first MAC win of the year. Bam Bowman had 16 points in that game, and Ball State's KJ Walton was the leading scorer for the Cardinals with 11. Well, in that game, we also did not see Bracken Hayes at number 12 for Ball State, who averages 7 points per game, and he was injured in late January at the time these two teams met first. In his past 2 games back from injury, he had 11 points against Western Michigan at home and 8 against Akron on Saturday, his 3rd game back tonight. And the reason that's relevant is because on Saturday in the game at Western Michigan, Miami let a player for the Broncos score 26 points off the bench. That was Cowanese Wilkins of the Broncos, the redshirted sophomore transfer out of Arkansas who notched 26 off the bench Saturday. So Miami has got to watch those players coming in for substitutions after the game starts. In the standings, Miami comes in second to last in the MAC East, trying to climb out of the basement of the division, and it will be hard against the Ball State team that comes in third in the MAC West, 1 win behind Central Michigan. Take a quick break here on the pregame show and be back with the MAC and top 25 men's scoreboard. And, of course, Miami Ball State tip-off coming up at the top of the hour. First, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
You after the break. Patrick Geshan back with you here in the studio before Miami takes on Ball State at Millett Hall. We'll take a look at your MAC scoreboard now. 4 games on the MAC slate tonight in men's action. Akron visits Bowling Green for a 7 o'clock tip. Kent State visits Central Michigan. Buffalo hosts Ohio. And Eastern Michigan hosts Toledo. Again, 4 games in the MAC tonight. All of them at 7 o'clock Eastern time tips. In top 25 men's action tonight, Vanderbilt will visit number 5 Tennessee in the Battle of the Volunteer State. That will be a 7 o'clock tip-off from Knoxville. Number 15 Purdue will visit Bloomington to take on Indiana in a big rivalry game tonight at 7. Number 24 Maryland visits Iowa in a Big Ten matchup at 8. Number 4 Kentucky takes on Mizzou in SEC action at 9 o'clock Eastern time tonight. Number 16 ranked Florida State will visit Clemson at 9 Eastern, and Baylor visits Iowa State in a Big 12 matchup. Iowa State ranked number 19th in the country. We'll, of course, update you on all the scores of those games coming up on the halftime show. Coming up next, we'll get you out to Millett Hall with Kenny Schierlinger and Hans Juste, who have the call of Miami and Ball State. This is Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
Hola.
A lot can happen in 6 seconds. A rodeo ride, a dramatic basketball win, and the world record holder can solve a Rubik's Cube. 6 seconds is how long it takes for an 18...
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to. Nope. I'm sure you've got a perfectly good excuse. Kids, work. I get it. You're busy. So what better time than now? Let's begin. Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, count in your head if you're driving. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40, 1 more if you're not physically active, another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, another if you've got high blood pressure. If you're overweight, raise another finger, 2 if you're very overweight, and 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio pre-diabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Hi, Grandma. What's for dinner?
Hey, honey, I'm making stew tonight.
Ooh, can Nina come over?
I'm not sure about our new friend. I wonder if there's been any drinking going on. Alcohol at her age can lead to so many bad things. I've been meaning to ask you, what would happen if someone offered you a drink?
Grandma?
This is hard. She's so young, but I know I need to talk to her about it now before someone tries to give her alcohol. If anyone ever does offer you a drink, I want you to say no. I have too much respect for my family, and I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
Really?
I promise, Grandma. I love you too.
Okay, how about tasting this stew and telling me what you think?
Some children may try alcohol as young as 9 years old. It's not too early to talk about drinking. For tips on how to begin the conversation, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. That's underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. This message brought to you by SAMHSA and this station.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
Round 2 of the Redbird Rivalry Basketball Edition here at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. A brisk 32 degrees outside in Oxford, but a comfortable 70 degrees here, Hans, as Willett Hall is getting ready to rock as Miami University hosts the Ball State University Cardinals. Kenny Schierlinger alongside Hans Juste here on this Tuesday night as the RedHawks are trying to get back on track after dropping one this past Saturday at previously 0-10 in the MAC Conference, Western Michigan. So Hans, what do you see here for the RedHawks for them to be able to get on the other side of the win column and get back on track?
Yeah, for sure. So for the RedHawks to get a W in this win tonight is definitely to pay attention to the boards, because if you look at Ball State's roster, they got a lot of size. So for the RedHawks, it's going to be something they're going to have to pay attention to, because a lot of times when you look at a stat sheet and see who won the rebounding battle, that's a team who's also won the game. So that's something to watch and monitor in tonight's matchup.
So last time these two teams met was just about a month ago in Muncie, and Miami coming into the game was 0-4 in MAC competition play, and they came into Muncie and they took down the Ball State Cardinals, who were struggling by themselves, and then they went on a 4-game losing streak, and since then they've been playing pretty well, coming off 3 straight wins, especially a win against Akron at home this past Saturday, and a tip-in by Trey Moses, who is a high-post player, a good passer, and he has the offense run right through him. Ball State always making sure he gets a touch on offense. So we're going to get ready here as the player introductions are wrapping up, and we'll get you your starting lineups here. For Ball State, it's going to be Taylor Persons, the 5th-year senior transfer from Northern Kentucky. KJ Walton is going to accompany him in the backcourt. He's a transfer from Missouri, spent 2 years in the SEC with Missouri, and he's having a great year, averaging 14 points per game. Trey Moses, like we mentioned, the one who had the tip in to beat Akron this past weekend, as well as Tajay Teague, and Kyle Mathers is going to round out your starting 5 for the Cardinals here, as Both these teams are going to break the huddle and make their way to center court for the tip-off. On the other side is going to be Nike Sabani, the sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana, former MAC Freshman of the Year last year. Number 12, Darren Ringo, is going to get the nod at point guard for the RedHawks. Jalen Attaway will be coming off the bench, usually the starter. Delonte Brown is going to be the third starter for the RedHawks. Bam Bowman is going to be the fifth starter as the RedHawks are going to get underway here. And a late substitution at the starting lineup. Abdullah Haruna is going to actually start it for the RedHawks. So Bowman, Brown, Ringo, Sabani is going to be your starting five for tonight. It's Delonte Brown and Tajay Teague, the redshirt junior forward from Indianapolis, are going to tip it off and get it started here. Very good crowd on hand on this Tuesday night here at Millett Hall. Both these teams kind of heading in opposite directions. Both are 5-7 in the MAC conference. Ball State on the other side of the MAC in the West Conference. They're in third place. Miami's close to the bottom, second to last. Only Ohio is behind them in the MAC East. So Miami trying to battle for position to get into a first-round bye in the MAC tournament. They're going to have to win one tonight at home. So we're going to get underway here as it's student athlete appreciation night. All players from all the Miami sports are being honored above a 3.0 as Ball State wins the tip and Taylor Persons is going to get into the lane. He's going to kick it out to Walton in the baseline. He's going to drive and then pull it from the left elbow and knock it down. So 2-0 already here. Ball State gets on the board. 19:40 to go. Darren Ringo is going to bring it across the Miami M and get the RedHawks going on offense. Top of the key to Bam Bowman. Now it goes to the far side wing to Haruna. Gets in the top of the key to Nike Sabani. Now they reverse it to Delonte Brown, near side wing, right in front of us. Back to Sabani, who's going to have to go. Shot clock down. Sabani gets in the lane, puts it up, and it's going to be no good off the back of the iron. A rebound, Taylor Persons, as he pushes up the floor. Gets it off the Mallers. Now back to Persons to the top of the key. And Persons is going to throw up a long three. It's going to be off the back of the iron, rebounded by Delonte Brown, and coming down the floor is going to be the RedHawks. Darren Ringo is going to get it stolen away, trying to get it to Delonte Brown. Down the floor comes to the Cardinals, up and in off the glass is going to be Tajay Teague. And push the Cardinals out to a 4-0 lead here with just under the 19th mark in the first quarter, or first half. RedHawks looking for the first bucket of the night. Haruna gets to the free throw line, now gets to the top of the key for Bam Bowman, who rattles a three in as that one went in and out and back down as Bam Bowman gets the RedHawks on the board. 4-3 now as we get a whistle on the floor. We're going to get a timeout as Precious Eye is going to make his way to the scorer's table, and he's going to come in for Delonte Brown. So that was an injury timeout as Delonte Brown is going to be tended by the medical staff over there on the Miami bench, and Precious Eye is going to get some unusual playing time in the beginning of the game here. So we're back to the action with Taylor Persons working on Darren Ringo, top of the key. Now he gets to the Mallers in the near side corner to KJ Walton. High post to Moses, who gets it off the Mallers, who drives left baseline. It's going to be no good. Rebounded by the RedHawks as Ceruto is trying to bring it up, and he got it kicked away. No call there. And Taylor Persons is going to pick it up and bring it back down the floor for the Cardinals. So turnover for the RedHawks in transition for Abdullah Haruna. Tajay Teague now in the near side corner pulls up for a three. That one's going to be long, rebounded by Darren Ringo. Up and down the floor we go here, fast paced as Bam Bowman pulls up from the right elbow for a quick jumper. That one's going to be short, rebounded by Trey Moses. And Taylor Persons is going to bring it down the far side sideline. Persons splits the defense, now kicks it in the near side corner to the Mallers. Now back to Persons, reverses it to KJ Walton, who's working on Haruna. Going to down low to Trey Moses, who's working in the short and far side short corner on Bam Bowman. He's going to throw up a jump hook. That one's going to be long. Rebound, Abdullah Haruna. He wants to push it a little bit. He's going to pull it back out as he sees he has no numbers. Out to Sabani. Out to the near side wing to Darren Ringo. He's trying to get it down to Precious Aya, who's going to drive on Teague. Spin move into the lane, up and in as Precious Aya gets on the board for the first time tonight, puts the RedHawks on top 5-4, just under the 17-minute mark. And Precious Zaya, usually someone who doesn't get many minutes in the beginning of the game, getting some quality minutes so far. A drive here by Tajay Teague, and it's going to be in and out. Rebound out to Nike Sabani. He wants to push it on Mallers, going up on a double team, and he gets it blocked away. Rebound by Ball State, and they're going to get a traveling violation as Persons was trying to bring it up the far side sideline and rushed a little bit. And we're going to get our first break in the action here as we've been up and down. Any thoughts after the first couple minutes of play here, Hans?
Well, if I'm Coach Owens, I think he's happy that that travel call just got called to get a stoppage in this game. I feel like it's been too fast, and you can't like the pace that they're seeing right now. It's really rushed, and I don't know if it's nerves or anything setting in this game right now. Yeah,
both these teams unable to be able to settle down yet as the RedHawks are working around the three-point arc as Expand's going to settle down at the top of the key with Persons on him. I was going to get that away right in front of us in the near side corner, or wing rather. Now in the corner for Attaway, who's working on Mallers. Near side three is going to be blocked by Bam Bowman's going to go up, but it's going to be blocked, and then rebound out to Ball State. Three up and away from the top of the key by Persons, going to be no good. A rebound batted around a little bit, picked up by Darian Ringos, bringing up the far side sideline. Now he dumps it off to Sabani, dumps it off to Precious Zaya. He pulls up for a jumper right inside the arc, and they're going to call it a two. So Precious Zaya showing a little range there, stepping inside the arc and knocking down the two-pointer, and he's got 4 on the night already.
And that's just him taking a chance of an opportunity. We don't see Brown on the sidelines, so you don't know how long Aya is going to be in this game.
KJ Walton gets it down to Trey Moses, going to work on Bowman. He reverses it to Taylor Persons, who drives baseline. He gets caught, kicks it out to Tajay Teague for a long three. That one's long. Long rebound comes back out to Tajay Teague as he picks it up. Shot clock reset. Tajay Teague tries to get it down low to Trey Moses, but it's batted away and stolen away by Bam Bowman as Darren Ringo's going to walk it up the floor for the RedHawks. RedHawks up 7-4, 15 minutes to go here in the first half. Quick pace game like expected as Nike Spanny's going to get in the lane, go up, and he's going to go to the line for 2 shots here. As we're going to get to our first media timeout, under 16 timeout at Millett Hall. Miami leads it here all over the Ball State Cardinals with 14:59 to go. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
Hi, Grandma. Can Nina come over for dinner?
Sure. I've been meaning to ask you, what would happen if someone offered you a drink?
Grandma?
If anyone ever does, I want you to say, no, I have too much respect for my family and I don't want to get in trouble.
I promise, Grandma.
They really do hear you. This message brought to you by SAMHSA. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. That's underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
When danger is imminent, will you be prepared? Now many mobile devices can bring you critical information from local sources you trust. With the unique sound and vibration, wireless emergency alerts keep you in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change the world's behavior through brainwashing. Because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. And that costs a family of 4 $1,500 a year. Save the food. Cha-ching. It's worsening climate change through the release of methane gas. Save the food. Cha-ching. And it's wasting precious natural resources like our fresh water. Save the food. Cha-ching. So when you hear this sound, don't be neutral. Rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit savethefood.com.
14:59 to go in this first half. Quick moving game so far as the RedHawks lead the way 7-4 over the Ball State Cardinals. Nike Sabani's going to go to the line as we get our first real breather of this first half. Nike Sabani shooting at 69% from the charity stripe this season. First one is up and away and good as Nike Spanny knocks that down, pushes the Red Hawk lead out to 4. Red Hawks are on an 8-0 run in the last 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Second free throw is in and out. Rebound, Trey Moses, and Nike Spanny goes 1 for 1 there. And keeps the lead at 4 for the Red Hawks. Darren Ringo all over Taylor Persons as he comes down the floor. Persons finally shakes him. Now he gets it out to Mallers in the far side wing. Top of the key to Austin Nels, who's checked in for the Cardinals. Trying to get it down low, and it's turned over to Hazen. And coming back down the floor is the Red Hawks. Nike Spanny gets trapped there as he got caught up in the air, and then he kicks it out to Jalen Attaway, who's going to drive, pull up a floater right inside the lane, and he gets that one to go. Jalen Attaway with that weird-looking floater that he likes to put up, gets it to go, and the Red Hawks are up 10-4 as Austin Nels knocks down the 3 right in front of the Red Hawk bench in the corner. Checking in for the Cardinals, Austin Nels, the senior from Tucson, Arizona, graduate transfer from Central Connecticut. He's averaging 2.9 points per game this season. Averaged 11 points at Central Connecticut. Long 3 is going to be no good there from Jalen Attaway. Rebound almost secured there from the Red Hawks, but it's picked up by the Cardinals. And come back down the floor is Persons, who dumps it right back to Mallers, who pulls up for a long 3. That one's going to be no good. Rebound coming the other way is the Red Hawks. Darren Ringo driving, gets caught into the short corner, gets it out to the top of the key to Precious Aye. Now out back to Ringo, right in front of the Ball State bench. Working on Nels. He's going to pull it for a long 3. That one's going to be long off the back of the iron, no good. A rebound, Kyle Mathers, and Ball State's going to come back down the floor. Almost stolen away by Nike Spanny as Persons is going to drive, get his way in the lane. He missed the whole rim there off the backboard, but he picks up his own rebound, pulls up for a 3 right in front of the Red Hawk bench and knocks it down. Taylor Persons ties up the game, all knotted up here at 10. 12:55 to go in the first half as we got a couple players at the scorer's table. Josh Thompson for the Cardinals and Milos Jovic for the Red Hawks. Drive there and tipped up and in by Precious Aye. Darren Ringo drives into the lane and unable to get that one to go, but Precious Aye picks up his 6th point of the game and puts the Red Hawks on top by 2. As we're going to get an offensive foul, moving screen going against Trey Moses, and back coming the other way with the basketball is going to be the Red Hawks as we're going to get a couple substitutions here. Makai Larry also making his way into the game. So Milos Jovic checking in for Nike Spanny, and Darren Ringo going out as Makai Larry comes in. Also coming in for the Cardinals is going to be Josh Thompson, the redshirt junior guard from Indianapolis, Indiana, former walk-on who's earned his way on the scholarship, and he's a lockdown defender for the Cardinals. Makai Larry dumps it down low to Jalen Attaway. He goes up from the right side block and goes up and is going to get a foul. Going to the line for 2 shots is going to be Jalen Attaway, 64% free throw shooter on the year. As scoreless tonight is Jalen Attaway. Well, Jalen Attaway rather actually had that floater that he got to go a couple minutes ago, so he has 2 points tonight as we're going to get a timeout on the floor. As it looks like there might be some blood on the floor there. Somebody was dripping blood. Not too sure if it was from a Red Hawk or a Cardinal.
But what a kind of congested first half we got here going on. I mean, it's fun to watch. Scoreboard's not showing as much as the action that we've seen, but I mean, I don't know what you think we're going to get from Coach Jones to kind of control these Red Hawks and see if we can get some composure out on this court.
Yeah, up and down we go. Just like last month when the Red Hawks visited Muncie, we went up and down, and the Red Hawks came out on fire from three-point land, and both these teams getting some high percentage shots so far. Ball State has hit a couple of threes of recently. They're 2 for 7 from beyond the arc. Miami's 1 for 4. Precious Aye, though, has got to be the story so far. The big man from Nigeria, sophomore forward, already with 6 points. So here comes the free throws from Attaway as we get the blood off the floor. First one up and away, and that one's going to be no good off the back of the iron. So Attaway having one more coming for him. We mentioned 64% free throw shooter on the year. He had 4 points against Ball State last month when they made the trip to Muncie. As he gets that second one to go, he had one big block that was kind of the turning point in the game and kept the RedHawks moving as Ball State came firing back. The RedHawks were up most of the game. So back to the action we go as Ball State working it around the floor. Josh Thompson working on Makai Larry, gets it into the short corner to Trey Moses, who's going to work on Alec Abrams, who's checked in for the RedHawks. And Trey Moses goes up with the jump hook and gets it to go and pulls Ball State within 2. 13-12 here, just under the 12-minute mark in the first half, as Makai Larry's going to bring it over the Miami M for the RedHawks. Milos Jovic is going to get into the lane. Now he's going to kick it to the near side wing to Abdullah Haruna, who's going to drive, gets into the lane, gives it off to Alec Abrams, who goes up and gets it off the backboard and in. Alec Abrams, nice move there. The grad transfer from Cal Polytech. Ball State wasting no time as KJ Walton drives left, gets it up, and that's going to be blocked, but he's going to go to the line for 2 shots after this under 12 timeout here, as the RedHawks are still up 15-12 here with 11:30 to go. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
Did you know that generic drugs are just as safe and effective as brand name drugs? Generics might look different, but they work the same way. And they can even save you money. Don't believe me? Ask your doctor or pharmacist. Or visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic. Safe. Effective. Even money-saving, just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk back here. You can do it if you try. Talk and they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk back here.
2 new settlements totaling $1.2 billion have been reached with Halliburton.
Welcome back to Millett Hall. 11:30 to go here in the first half. Miami up 3 here on the Ball State Cardinals, 15-2. Going to the line. Coming up here is going to be KJ Walton, the transfer from Missouri, rocking the multicolor shoes. One red on the right, one black on the right, one red on the left. Both the same shoes, though. I don't know if you like that look there as he knocks down that first free throw.
Yeah, it's an interesting look. I tried to pull something like that off in middle school, and I think my mom nixed that really early. But I don't know, early trendsetter.
So he gets both of them to go. Ball State within 1 now, 15-14, just under 11:30 mark as Makai Larry's going to bring it across the floor against the tough defender Josh Thompson. Top of the key to Alec Abrams, back to Makai Larry's going to drive right, pull up for a jump shot on the right side elbow, and he knocks that one down. Makai Larry, the freshman from Evansville, Indiana, gets that one to go, pulls the Red Hawk lead back to 3, 17-14 as we approach the 11-minute mark here in the first half. Josh Thompson gives it to Austin Nels in the far side corner, and he's going to dump it down low to Hazen, who's going to swing it out to Josh Thompson, who's going to put up the long jump shot. It's going to be no good. A rebound, RedHawks. Coming back down the floor is Jovic, who drives, gets caught in the short corner, and he's going to pull it back out to Makai Larry. Haruna now to Attaway in the near side wing. Back to the top to Makai Larry. Far side wing now to Jovic. Pulls it out. Attaway top of the key. Near side corner to Makai Larry. He's going to pull for a long three. It's going to be no good. A rebound out to Ball State. Coming down the floor is going to be KJ Walton, who's got no numbers, but he's going to go up, and we're going to get an offensive foul as Milos Jovic steps in and takes the charge for the RedHawks and turns it back over as Miami's going to bring it back down the floor with the basketball as Alec Abrams is going to exit the game. Milos Jovic is going to exit the game as well as Bam Bowman and Nike Spanny checking back in for the RedHawks. Makai Larry is going to still maintain the point guard position. He's going to bring it back down the floor for the RedHawks. Work his way to the near side wing. Now he's going to go back to the top of the key and then gets it to the Shabani. Down low to Bam Bowman, left side block, working on Tajay Teague. He gets into the lane, working his way in the lane, up and in off the backboard as Bam Bowman, lots of fancy footwork there to get the open space and puts it up good off the backboard. And the RedHawks lead at 19-14 here, under 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter, first half, as Taylor Person's going to drive. That's going to be no good. Rebound out to Makai Larry, gets it out to Attaway. Now back to Larry in the far side wing. Top of the key to Abdullah Haruna, who's going to drive into the lane, dump it off to Jalen Attaway, who lays it up and in off the glass. And the RedHawks up 21-14 at the 9:35 mark. Timeout on the floor as Ball State and their head coach, James Whitford, in his 6th season, wants to talk it over here. So we're going to take a quick break here. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this for digging.
Welcome back. Quick timeout here at Millett Hall as the RedHawks are on a 6-0 run. In the last couple minutes, up 21-14. Head coach James Whitford wanted to talk it over with his Cardinals basketball squad as it seemed like they were falling behind a little bit here. So with the basketball, with the Cardinals once again, Trey Moses is going to drive. Now he's going to kick it to KJ Walton. He's going to drive baseline, get it blocked there by the RedHawks. Coming down the floor is going to be Jalen Attaway down the near side sideline. He's going to stop, kick it out to Makai Larry. Now Abdullah Haruna is going to pull it for a long three, and he knocks it down right in front of the Cardinal bench. And the RedHawks find themselves up double digits now. 10-point lead for the RedHawks as Makai Larry hassling Josh Thompson there, and he gets it swatted out of bounds. He's going to stay with Ball State.
And Larry's taking that defensive matchup personally. He's meeting him in the full court early.
Ball State trying to get something going. RedHawks on an 8-0 run. Josh Thompson right in front of the Miami bench, dumps it to Trey Moses, who goes up, gets it swatted away, picks up the loose ball, and goes up off the glass and gets it to go. So Trey Moses breaks the streak there. The scoreless streak for Ball State, and Makai Larry's going to bring it down the floor for the RedHawks. Gets it to the left side post for Bam Bowman. He's going to work on Trey Moses this time. He gets in the lane, jump hook up, and no good. A rebound secured there by Tajay Teague. Coming down the floor is going to be Taylor Persons. He's going to drive left, spin move into the lane, up, and no good, but he's going to go to the line for 2 shots as he almost converted the 3-point play there. That's Taylor Persons, the 5th-year senior from Northern Kentucky. Spent his first 4 years at Northern Kentucky, or first 3 years at Northern Kentucky, and finds his way as one of the most productive players for Ball State, averaging 16 points per game. He's shooting 80% from the line as he knocks in the first free throw there. Darren Ringo is going to come into the game for Makai Larry, and Precious Aye is going to come in for the RedHawks as well, given Abdullah Haruna, who just knock down the three, a quick breather. Second free throw coming for Taylor Persons. He knocks it down. The Indiana native from Kokomo goes 2 for 2 and pulls the Cardinals within 6 of the RedHawks. 24-18, 8 minutes to go here in the first half. High post to Precious Eye, now near side wing to Bam Bowman. Top of the key, trying to get the Sabani. It's stolen away by Josh Thompson, who goes up, and he's going to pick up the foul as Nike Sabani hammered him there going up. Sabani kind of thought maybe he got all ball, but there's a lot of body contact there. So going to the line after this quick break is going to be Josh Thompson. RedHawks still leading it 24-18 at the 7:56 marker. This is the Miami basketball on RedHawk Radio.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
A lot can happen in 6 seconds. A rodeo ride, a dramatic basketball win, and the world record holder can solve a Rubik's Cube. 6 seconds is how long.
Welcome back to Millette Hall here. RedHawks are up 24-18 on the Ball State Cardinals. Going to the line here is going to be Josh Thompson, who stole it away from the RedHawks in the backcourt and got the picked up the fouls. Nike Sabani hammered him in the lane, so he's coming to the line for 2 shots. 78% free throw shooter on the year. Like we mentioned, a walk-on who earned his way onto scholarship for Ball State. Unable to get that one to go. One's going to rim out. He's got one more coming for him. Very good defender, as we saw there, as he stole it away from Sabani, and he's got one more coming, trying to convert at least one of them. Second one up and away, and that one's going to be nothing but net. So it's going to be 24-19 here at the 7:56 mark, as Kyle Mathers is going to check in for Josh Thompson. Bringing it down the floors, Darian Ringo is going to go to work on KJ Walton. Trying to give it to Nike Sabani, but Taylor Persons is all over him. Now Sabani catches it in no man's land. Now he gets to the top of the key. Tries to dish it off to Darian Ringo. Stolen away by KJ Walton. Out to Persons, who's going to lay it up and in. Good fast break opportunity there for Ball State as they get that one to go, and they cut the lead down to 3, 24-21 with 7.5 to go here in the first half.
And Miami just found themselves in a situation of 2-man ball, and that led to that easy steal and transition bucket.
Jan Ringo in the near side corner dumps it down low to Bam Bowman, who's had a good night from that left side block so far. He dishes back to Jalen Attaway at the top of the key. Back to Bowman, going to work on Tajay T. He's going to pull it for a jumper, and it's going to be a fadeaway. It's going to be no good, but he's going to go to the line for 2 shots as Tajay T contact him a little bit too much, and Bam Bowman's going to go to the line for the first time tonight. Bam Bowman with 5 points already on the night. 2 for 5 from field goal range. Miami scoreless in the last 2 minutes, and that's what's caused Ball State to cut down the Miami lead as Dan Bowman gets that first one to go. Kyle Larry's going to come into the game. Checking in for Nike Sabani, giving him a breather. Miami good in the foul department. Abdullah Haruna has 2 fouls, so that's why he's been on the bench for most of the first half after starting the game. That second free throw is going to be no good, and Taylor Person's going to bring it down the floor. High post to Trey Moses, who dumps down low in the paint for KJ Walton, who is unable to get that one to go, and it's rebounded by the RedHawks coming down the far side sidelines. Darren Ringo, he's going to drive in the lane, kick it out to Attaway, gets back into the lane, throws up a wild jumper. It's going to be no good. A rebound, Tajay Teague, and he's going to bring it up the floor himself. Working on Precious Aye, dumps it back to Taylor Persons in the far side corner. Persons trying to back down Mekhi Larry. Pull up, fadeaway jumper from the short corner is going to be no good. A rebound secured there by Precious Aye as he dumps it off to Darren Ringo. Popping the key for Bam Bowman, who fires the 3. That one's going to be flat, no good. A rebound there by Precious Aye, and the RedHawks going to get another chance here on offense with 6 minutes to go in the first half. They get it into Bam Bowman in the near side corner. Now they're going to swing it around. Jalen Attaway tries to drive, gets stopped, kicks it out to Mekhi Larry, throws up a floater. That one's going to hit all around the rim and go in for the RedHawks. 27-21 lead as Ball State pushes it up the floor, and Tajay Teague on the fast break throws it up, unable to convert that, but he's going to go to the line for 2 shots as he gets fouled. As Dan Ringo picks up his first personal. That's the team 4th foul for the RedHawks. So Tajay Teague going to the line for Ball State, 66% free throw shooter. He had 9 points, 9 rebounds against Akron this past Saturday. First one up and away, and that one's going to be nothing but net. As he converts the first one. Nike Spadi's going to check back in for the RedHawks. Alec Abrams coming in for Bam Bowman.
And with Tajay Teague, he actually had the honors in high school back in 2014 to be named to NBA Top 100 camp. So played with NBA players and someone even as famous as Ben Simmons.
As that first one rims out, rebound RedHawks. Austin Nels checks back in for the Ball State Cardinals as well as Darren Ringo drives left, unable to get that one to go. Rebound out to Ball State, they're gonna push it. Kyle Mathers thinks about the 3, then he's gonna fall down, dump it down to Trey Moses in the left side block. Moses gets trapped as he picks up his dribble and he kicks it out to Tajay Teague. He's gonna pull for a long 3 in the far side wing, and that one's going to be no good. A rebound secured there by Precious Aye. 5:15 to go here in the first half. RedHawks with a 27-22 lead. RedHawks won for the last 5 field goals. Trying to get a bucket here as Precious Aye pulls up for a jumper in the short corner and able to get that one to go, but the rebound is snagged there by Alec Abrams, and he's going to get fouled. It's the 16th foul on Ball State. One more away from putting the RedHawks into the bonus, so the RedHawks going to inbound it on their own baseline. 30 seconds, fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock with 5:06 to go here in this first half. Sabani's going to get it into Darren Ringo right in front of the Ball State bench. Abrams high ball screen. Ringo slips 3, dumps it, kicks it to the top of the key to Sabani. He pulls up for a long 3, and he knocks it down. Nike Sabani pulls the RedHawk lead to 8, 30-22 here under the 5-minute mark. Taylor Persons gets into the far side wing. Now he's going to dump it down to Trey Moses. He's going to throw up a jump hook, and he gets that one to go. Nothing but net on that one. Pretty looking jump hook there from Trey Moses, who connects. Moses with 6 points on the night. Near side wing to Precious Aye. Top of the key to Alec Abrams. Gets rid of it to the near side wing. Darren Ringo. Ringo dribbles it around to the top of the key, gives it off to Nike Sabani. He's going to work. Gets into the lane, and he kicks it to Precious Aye for a quick jumper in the near side short corner, and he knocks it down. Precious Aye having himself a game. That's his 6th or 8th point of the night for the RedHawks. He's the RedHawks' leading scorer. Kyle Mathers pulls up for a jumper, and he gets the shooter's bounce there, and that one gets inside the rim, and RedHawks and the Cardinals swapping blows here. Both of them scoring efficiently as of late. Ringo's going to drive, now kick it to the far side wing for a three as Kai Larry rather hits that from the far side corner right in front of the Ball State bench. Puts the RedHawks up 35-26. Austin Nels catches it in the corner. He's going to drive baseline, throw it up, and he's going to get fouled there as he was hammered there by Precious Saye. So going to the line after this timeout, it's going to be Austin Nels for 2 shots. So the RedHawks lead at 35-26 as trying to head into the locker room with a lead. 3:24 to go here. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
Safe snowmobiling requires good vision, balance, coordination, and reaction time. Using alcohol and prescription or illegal drugs affects these abilities and impairs snowmobile operation. Alcohol also lowers your body temperature, so it's a dangerous combination in winter weather. No amount of alcohol or drug consumption is ever safe when operating a snowmobile. So it's simple. Don't ride impaired. Brought to you by the American Council of Snowmobile Associations and the Federal Highway Administration. Visit snowmobileinfo.org.
Hola, soy...
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Patrick Geshan with you in the studio. Coming up next on our halftime report, we'll take a look at the rest of the MAC scoreboard and top 25 scoreboard. Plus, we'll recap the first half with stats, highlights, and analysis and preview half number 2. That's coming up on the halftime report in just under 3.5 minutes. Now let's send it back out to Kenny and Hans with the rest of the first half call. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Patrick. Kenny Schierlinger alongside Hans Juste here as we're quickly approaching halftime. The RedHawks lead at 35-26. This has been an up and down game so far for both these teams. The RedHawks have had the upper hand most of the half, but Ball State has stayed right with them. The RedHawks with 14 points in the paint. They were doubling up Ball State for quite some time, and then Ball State started to get their offense going with some high percentage shots. They have 12 points in the paint. RedHawks out rebounding Ball State 17-14. Turnovers about even, 5-4. And RedHawks with 4 turnovers. 2 shots coming for Austin Nels. Graduate transfer from Central Connecticut. First free throw up and away and good. Austin Nels, 85% free throw shooter. Averaged 11 points per game at Central Connecticut. 40% free throw shooter, so he can knock it down from any place on the floor. Second free throw up and away, and he knocks that one home. So RedHawk lead, cut down to 7 here, 3:24 mark. Your 5 for the RedHawks is Ringo, Larry, Attaway, Sabani, and Abrams. 5-4 Ball State. Thompson, Walton, Mallers, Teague, and Bracken Hazen. Ringo's going to get into the lane, throw up a floater. It's going to be no good short. Rebound secured by Juste Teague, who's going to bring it up the floor himself. Working on Darian Ringo. Feels like he has a mismatch. Now he gets it out to the near side corner. As they're going to swing it around to Mallers, who's going to drive baseline out to the far side wing for Bracken Hazen, who knocks down the 3 and pulls the Cardinals within 4 of the lead, 35-31. Bracken Hazen, like we mentioned, missed the first matchup between these two about a month ago, and in his 3rd game back from injury. Long 3 from Nike Sabani is going to be no good. Contested shot there. Rebound Ball State. Coming down the floor is going to be KJ Walton. Gets into the lane. Layup up and in. Great transition there for Ball State as they cut the lead down to 2. 35-33 as we're going to get a timeout on the floor from head coach Jack Goins. We'll stay with you here through this timeout. 2:19 to go. The RedHawks up 35-33. Ball State on a 7-0 run, last minute 20. And And just like that, this lead has been shrunken down to one possession here, Hans. And the RedHawks trying to keep the momentum going here and take a lead into halftime. What are your thoughts here as we are working our way here at the end of the first half?
So my thoughts have been, for the RedHawks, it's been very difficult for them to score because they haven't been able to get set up on fast breaks. We've seen the Cardinals kind of get back into this game because of fast break opportunities. But the RedHawks, every time they're in a fast break situation, the Cardinals are already set on defense, and it forces them to kind of slow it down. And that's why we got a 2-point game on our hands right now.
Jalen Attaway is going to get back the action. He gets it into Darian Ringo right in front of us. He's working on KJ Walton, near side wing. Now they're going to dump it down low to Bam Bowman, who's going to go up and get the jump hook to go. Nothing but net there for Bam Bowman, who's been very effective inside the paint so far. That's going to be his 8th point of the night. He's tied with Precious Eye for leading scorer for the RedHawks. Bracken Hazen dumps it off to KJ Walton, who has the double team. Back to Hazen, now to Mallers, top of the key. He gets it poked away, but Nike Spani's going to try to lay it up and in. He's got no numbers, and he gets it off the glass and to go. Nike Spani, you knew he was going to take that all the way because when he gets that look in his eye, he wants to score, and he did there. So RedHawks lead is back to 6, 39-33, minute 30 to go here in the first half. Tajay Teague working down low on Bam Bowman, and that's going to rim out. Rebound almost secure there by Bracken Hazen. He thought it got knocked out by Precious Aye, but it's going to go out of bounds off of Hazen. Red Hawk basketball coming down the floor is going to be Dan Ringo trying to build the lead for the Red Hawks as we're quickly approaching the end of this first half. Darren Ringo gets stopped there in the near side wing. Out to the top of the key to Nike Sabani. Sabani going to work on Josh Thompson. Drives, kicks it to Attaway. Now Darren Ringo's going to drive, kick it back out to Attaway. Attaway's going to have to go. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Throws up a shot, and he gets it to go. Nothing but net there for Jalen Attaway, who knocks in the long 2 inside the arc and pulls the RedHawks out to a 41-33 lead. Kyle Mathers, top of the key, working on Jalen Attaway. Get into the near side short corner to Tajay Teague, who wants to go to work again on Bam Bowman. Now he's going to pull for a long 3. That one's going to be short. Rebound, Ball State, as Kyle Mathers cleans that rebound for Ball State, and he gets it up the glass and in. And it's going to be a 41-35 lead. Miami's going to hold it for the last shot here. 15 seconds to go in this half. Aaron Ringo working on KJ Walton right in front of the Ball State bench. He's going to work his way to the middle of the floor. Now the Precious Aye out to Jalen Attaway. He's going to have to pull it for a long 3. It's up and away, and it's going to be a little bit off the mark there, hitting the back of the iron. So the RedHawks getting ahead into the locker room, up 41-35 here at the end of the first half here at Millett Hall. Any final thoughts here after this first half here, Hans?
I mean, no main concerns for real. It's been an entertaining first half for the Miami, and I feel like they were able to get on to a nice stretch to the end to get their lead to 6 points.
So that being said, we've finished here the first half here at Millett Hall. Miami up 6 points on Ball State. They're going to try to get back in the win column here. We're going to throw it to Patrick Geshan back in the studio with the halftime report, and we'll see you in the second half here as Miami going to head in the locker room, up 6 points on Ball State.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Time now for your halftime report coming up on Red Hawk Radio. We'll take a look at the first half, highlights, stats, analysis, and more. That's coming up next on the halftime report with me, Patrick Geshan, in the studio in just a moment ahead on Red Hawk Radio.
Might not know everyone in your community, but if you did, you'd see that people in recovery from mental and substance use disorders are all around. Reach out for support and begin your recovery journey. Join the Voices for Recovery. Strengthen families and communities.
For confidential information on mental and substance use disorders, including prevention and treatment referrals for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. But when we introduce a new stimulus, Save the Food, we're helping to stop food waste. Save the Food. For tips and recipes, visit SaveTheFood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
Patrick Geshan back in the studio for the halftime report here on Red Hawk Radio. Let's take a look at your first half stats, and it's the RedHawks with a 41-35 lead over Ball State after 20 minutes from Millett Hall. The Cardinals shooting 12 for 30 from the field in the first half for a 40% field goal percentage. Miami, slightly better, 17 for 32 at 53.1% from the field. RedHawks got the three-point field goals working too. They were 4 for 10 from outside the arc for a total of 40%. Ball State 3 for 11 and three-point field goals at 27.3%. Free throws, the RedHawks only hit half of their shots from the charity stripe at 3 for 6 for a total of 50%. Ball State doing the job from the line. They were 8 for 10 for 80%. Rebounds were dead even in the first half between both of these teams. 18 for Miami, 18 for Ball State as well. RedHawks picking up 9 assists to Ball State's 4. The steals category is led by the Cardinals, 4-3. RedHawks and Cardinals each had 2 blocks each during that half. And for the RedHawks, 4 turnovers to Ball State's 6. And it was the first half that was very quick moving and kind of the same sort of style and pace as the first meeting between these two teams back in Muncie. The first whistle didn't even come until 3 minutes and 35 seconds into the first half. Ball State had a stretch early on. They were 1 for 7 from the field, but they were quickly out of that as it was pretty close at the beginning of the half and to the halfway point. But after 10 minutes, Miami took a 9-0 run in that half, a stretch where they went 5 for 6 from the field. They also played some pretty good defense. Then Ball State kind of took the turn. They went on a 7-1 run in the later stages of the half. Then Miami went on a 6-1 run of their own. Ball State responded with a 7-0 run of their own. RedHawks ended the half 3 for 5 in the field goal department. Ball State ending it 1 for 4 in the field goal department. And that's where we stand after 20 minutes from Millett Hall. Again, your score, Miami 41, Ball State 35. Coming up next on the halftime report, we'll have your top 25 men's scoreboard and the back scoreboard. Plenty of basketball action going on across the country tonight. That's coming up next on the halftime report. And you're listening to Miami Basketball here on Red Hawk Radio.
To be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
All right, crew, let's get her dug.
Honey, want to give me a hand? I'm planting that tree, remember?
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project, so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. This includes natural gas and petroleum pipelines, electric, communication cables, and water and sewer lines. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Bad theater seats, cheap Halloween masks, my apartment, all things with obstructed views. Add to these large trucks and buses. 18-wheelers and large buses have big blind spots and, like my apartment, they don't always have the best view. Bus and truck drivers deal with blind spots around the entire vehicle. Always take care not to ride alongside or too close behind them. Our roads, our safety. Learn more at sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Patrick Geshan back in the studio with a halftime here on Red Hawk Radio. Let's take a look at your MAC scoreboard with action across Mid-American Conference men's basketball here this evening. 4 other games going on across the conference on this Tuesday night. One of them Akron at Bowling Green in a battle of Northern Ohio schools. The Zips with a 21-19 lead over the Falcons with a minute to go in the first half up in Bowling Green. Kent State holds a Kent State trails Central Michigan by a score of 24-20 at halftime up in Mount Pleasant. Buffalo with a commanding 44-23 lead over Ohio University in Western New York. 2:50 to go in the first half there. And Eastern Michigan with a 3-point lead over Toledo right now. 25-22 your score from Ypsilanti with 3:48 to go in the first half. In top 25 action tonight, 2 games currently going on right now. And a battle of the Volunteer State, number 5 ranked Tennessee hosting Vanderbilt. And the Volunteers with a 30-22 lead over Vandy right now with 2:56 to go in the first half. They're at the half in Bloomington right now across state lines in Indiana, and number 50 Purdue holding on to a 4-point lead over the Hoosiers of Indiana 17-13. Other games that are going to go on tonight in top 25 action. Number 24 Maryland will visit Iowa at 8 o'clock, so that game getting underway in just a few minutes. Number 4 Kentucky will visit Mizzou in SEC action at 9 Eastern tonight. Number 16 Florida State will go to Clemson, also a 9 Eastern tip, and Baylor will visit number 19 ranked Iowa State for a 9 Eastern tip in Big 12 action, and that is your top 25 men's and MAC scoreboard. Coming up next, we'll bring it back out to Millett Hall, where Hans Juste and I will take a look at the first half, and we'll get Hans' take and analysis on all that. That's coming up next on the Halftime Report, coming up here on Red Hawk Radio.
Did you know that generic drugs are just as safe and effective as brand name drugs? Generics might look different, but they work the same way. And they can even save you money. Don't believe me? Ask your doctor or pharmacist. Or visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic. Safe. Effective. Even money-saving, just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk back here. You can do it if you try. Talk and they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk back here.
2 new settlements totaling $1.2 billion have been reached with Halliburton and
Patrick Geshan with you here at the studio, joined by Hans Juste out at Millett Hall for his take on the first half. And Hans, one thing that you and I were talking about that really jumped out to you on the box score was the fast break points. Ball State leads those 12-2 after 20 minutes.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Ball State can kind of, hold their heads on. I know they're down by 6 right now, but that's something that's definitely stood out is the way they've been able to get easy points to put on the board. And the RedHawks have had opportunities. There's been a lot of times they've had kind of long rebounds, and they were fast on the break, but every time the Cardinals defense kind of stopped them and kind of negated that. So to see the RedHawks up 41-35 in the situation is kind of great for them. And a lot of it is they're shooting from the field. I mean, they went 17 for 32, so they're actually shooting 53% from the field. So it's showing even if they're not getting easy looks, they're actually able to convert them. So that's a reason why they got a lead today.
Let's talk about Miami's upcoming schedule as we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of the MAC season. 2 straight road games for Miami, then 2 straight home games down at Ohio. Kind of tough in the MAC coming up for the RedHawks.
Mm-hmm. But with their coming games, on the 23rd they play against Akron. On the 26th they play against Bowling Green. two things for Miami fans to look forward to is those are two teams they've played earlier in the year and two teams they had wins against. And Akron, they won on the 19th of January, 68-61. And with Bowling Green, they had a big win against them, scoring 67-53.
And until Hans for Miami to pull out a win here against Ball State and sweep out the season series, up 41-35 right now. What do they need to do in the second half?
I think they need to get their composure. I mean, watching the beginning of this game, it was kind of fun to watch. There wasn't a lot of scoring, but it was a lot of running up and down, and I think that's definitely not the pace that Coach Owens wants. You could see him being very frustrated on the sidelines and wanted them, to take it easy. If they can kind of take it easy and kind of control the pace of the game, I feel like they're falling into the trap of Ball State's play. So if they can kind of keep their own pace, they're a team that likes to spread the ball. They're a team that likes to shoot the three ball. So just kind of be at their own pace and not kind of settle into Ball State's pace.
All right, Hans, thank you very much for your take on the first half. So coming up next, we'll take you back out to Millette where Kenny and Hans will deliver the second half call. That's all coming up next. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. This has been the Halftime Report.
A lot can happen in 6 seconds. A rodeo ride, a dramatic basketball win, and the world record holder can solve a Rubik's Cube. 6 seconds is how long it takes for an 18-wheeler traveling at a safe speed to come to a complete stop. And in those 6 seconds, that truck will travel the length of 2 football fields. So please, give them room. Never cut in front of a large truck for any reason. Our roads, our safety. Learn more at sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Safe snowmobiling requires good vision, balance, coordination, and reaction time. Using alcohol and prescription or illegal drugs affects these abilities and impairs snowmobile operation. Alcohol also lowers your body temperature, so it's a dangerous combination in winter weather. No amount of alcohol or drug consumption is ever safe when operating a snowmobile. So it's simple. Don't ride impaired. Brought to you by the American Council of Snowmobile Associations and the Federal Highway Administration. Visit snowmobileinfo.org.
Hola, soy Prince Royce. Cerca de 5 millones de familias con niños en la escuela no tienen acceso a internet en casa, mientras que 7 de 10 profesores asignan tareas que los requieren.
Es por eso que queremos ayudar a millones de jóvenes. En Sprint Foundation traemos el 1 Million Project. A través de su escuela, 1 millón de estudiantes que no tienen acceso a internet en casa recibirán dispositivos e internet gratis para que puedan conectarse y tener mejores oportunidades de triunfar en los estudios y en la vida.
El 1 Million Project es tu oportunidad para ayudar.
Just about ready to get back to the second half here at Millette Hall. Miami leads it 41-35 over the Ball State Cardinals, who've made about an hour and a half trip east here across the border. Muncie not too far away. Miami trying to sweep the series with Ball State and trying to work their way through this MAC season here and trying to jockey for position and seeding for the MAC tournament, as Miami still has a chance of getting a bye, but they have their work cut out for them. If the season ended today, they would host Northern Illinois, a team that they did lose to here in Oxford this past season. So it's going to be not an easy thing for Miami to get to Cleveland and play at the Q here late into the season in March. And these are the type of games you're going to need to win here at home if you want to have a chance at the end and have a chance to get to the NCAA tournament via the MAC automatic bid. But you got to win the conference tournament to get into that position. So Hans, I know you were mentioning just before we came back how the fast break points for Ball State have really helped them. What is your key for the second half for Miami to limit that and come out of tonight with a victory?
I mean, Miami's just got to set their defense correctly on those fast breaks. A lot of times they've just been kind of caught flat-footed, and that's why Ball State's been able to kind of, take advantage of those opportunities. So they're just going to have to be quick on those fast breaks and get their defensive sets on time.
Absolutely. We're going to get back to the action as Dule Haruna inbounds it to Darian Ringo. Now we're going to go to top of the key to Bam Bowman, who hands it off to Darian Ringo, drives left, kicks it to the near side or far side wing to Precious Zaye, who gets the second half start. It's stolen away by KJ Walton. We're going to get a foul on the floor. Late call there as Darian Ringo fouled KJ Walton as like you mentioned, was about to get another fast break opportunity, but he's going to pick up the foul. It's going to be Ball State basketball right in front of their bench in the hash mark.
It took a while for the ref to call that foul, too. A lot of frustrations on the Ball State sideline.
Walton inbounds it to Taylor Persons, who gets to the high post to Trey Moses. Now Persons is going to pull it for a three. That one's going to catch the front of the iron. No good. A rebound. Abdullah Haruna. He's going to bring it up himself. Now he's going to dish it off to Darren Ringo in the near side wing. Short corner for Bam Bowman, who pulls up. And it's going to be a little bit long. A rebound secured there by Precious Aye. Out to Abdullah Haruna for a three. That one's going to be off the back of the iron. Rebounds tipped up by Bam Bowman and secured by KJ Walton. He's going to bring it up the near side sideline, working on Nike Sabani. KJ Walton, the Mizzou transfer, drives in the lane, lays it up, and just short as he goes down. Rebound, Bam Bowman dumps it off to Darren Ringo, who gives it to Sabani, who tries to get to the baseline. He's going to get fouled there by Trey Moses, and we're going to get our second foul of the half. That's the first team foul for Ball State, and that's going to be Trey Moses' third foul, so something to watch there as the starter, Trey Moses, picks up his third personal. Nike Sabani fires a long two. It's going to be no good. Rebound, Precious Aye, and it gives it off to Bam Bowman, who's going to work down low on Teague. He reverse layup. It's going to be no good. Hit the back of the bottom of the backboard, and rebound Ball State. Down the floor they go, and they kick it out to Mallers, who gets the three to go right in front of his own bench. Just like that, Ball State cuts the lead down to 2. 41-38, 8:30 to go in the second half. Top of the key to Bam Bowman, who hands it off to Darren Ringo. Now to Sabani, working on Ball State defense on the top of the key to Abdullah Haruna. Now back to Bam Bowman, who drives in, kicks it to Precious Aye for a three as Precious Aye knocks in the three from the top of the key, and that's going to be 11 on the night, and that's a new career high for the sophomore from Nigeria, as he has been a surprising catalyst for the RedHawks so far tonight.
And he's probably surprised himself as well, getting more playing time because of the injured Delonte Brown.
Yeah, Delonte Brown, we haven't seen him return since early in the first half after he went to the bench and was tended to. The ball stolen away by Bam Bowman, and the RedHawks are going to notch a turnover early in the second half. They're going to get another opportunity to score and extend their lead, up 44-38. Darren Ringo, top of the key, now swings it to Sabani, who's going to pull for a long three in the far side wing, and he knocks it down. Nike Sabani knocking down a three for the RedHawks, and the RedHawks find themselves up 9 now. Back-to-back threes for the RedHawks from Nike Sabani and Precious Aye. Ball State reeling now, trying to answer with some points. Tajay Teague, top of the key, gives it off to KJ Walton, who pulls up inside the three-point arc. That one's going to rattle out, and rebound is secured there by Precious Aye as it's thrown right at his knees. Here comes the RedHawks down the floor. Jaden Ringo's going to pull back out, hand it off to Nike Sabani. Oh, it was batted around, and Ringo drives baseline. He's going to get fouled, and it looks like it's going to be on the floor. So the RedHawks are going to get it on the baseline. Is Alec Abrams also to the scorer's table. He's going to check in for Bam Bowman. Coming in for Ball State, it's going to be Bracken Hazen, the transfer from Arkansas. He's going to come in for Tajay Teague. Trey Moses, the only Cardinal with more than one personal foul. Haruna's going to drive in the lane as he tries to get that one to go. It's blocked and picked up by Ball State. Coming down the floor is going to be Persons as he gets going to get in the lane, throw it up, and we're going to get a foul. And that's going to be a shooting foul as Taylor Persons is going to go to the line for Ball State. He's 2 for 2 on the night from the free throw line. So going to the line for the second time tonight. The 80% free throw shooter. One of only 7 players nationally with 1,500 points, career points, and 500 assists. As that one rims out, it's no good. One more coming for Taylor Persons. Second one up and away, and that one's going to be no good. So the 80% free throw shooter, who's perfect tonight, unable to come up with any points at his second trip to the free throw line. Darren Ringo works his way in the lane. He's going to go up, reverse layup, and he gets that to go. He slips it right inside the defense there off the glass. Redhawks are up 49-38. Trey Moses, the right side block, working on Alec Abrams, as Abrams is going to pick up the foul as he was unable to stay with Trey Moses. Crowd doesn't like that call there. It's going to be the Redhawks' 4th team foul, so they're going to have to be careful here. Person's going to pull up for a 3 right in front of his bench. That one's going to be long. Rebound corralled there by Precious Saye. Out to Haruna, who's going to bring it up the near side sideline. Now he's going to swing it over to the opposite sideline to Darian Ringo, who's going to drive left, trying to split the double team. Gets into the lane, floater up and in. It's going to be no good. A rebound secured there by Bracken Hayes, and here comes the Cardinals down the floor. Maller's a 3 up and away, and he gets it blocked. Darian Ringo comes up with it, and Nike Spanny's going to bring it across the timeline for the Redhawks. Spanny slowing it down, going to work on Pearsons. Step back fadeaway 3, a little bit too strong there. Rebound out to Mallers, now out to Persons, who's going to drive. He's getting stolen away by Nike Spanny. He's got a 1-on-2. He's going to drive into the lane, throw it up, and he's going to pick up the foul. Nike Spanny, doesn't really matter if he has numbers for him. He just wants to get to the basket, and he did that exactly there, and he's going to go to the line for 2 shots after this media timeout. 49-38, the Redhawks leading it over the Ball State Cardinals with 15:27 to go. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
A lot can happen in 6 seconds. A rodeo ride, a dramatic basketball win, and the world record holder can solve a Rubik's Cube. 6 seconds is how long it takes for an 18-wheeler traveling at a safe speed to come to a complete stop. And in those 6 seconds, that truck will travel the length of 2 football fields. So please, give them room. Never cut in front of a large truck for any reason. Our roads, our safety. Learn more at sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Safe snowmobiling requires good vision, balance, coordination, and reaction time. Using alcohol and prescription or illegal drugs affects these abilities and impairs snowmobile operation. Alcohol also lowers your body temperature, so it's a dangerous combination in winter weather. No amount of alcohol or drug consumption is ever safe when operating a snowmobile. So it's simple. Don't ride impaired. Brought to you by the American Council of Snowmobile Associations and the Federal Highway Administration. Visit snowmobileinfo.org.
Hola, soy Prince Royce.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk back here. You can do it if you try.
Don't sweat the technique.
Kenny Schierlinger, Juste here at Millett Hall. The RedHawks are leading Ball State by 11 points, 49-38 with 15:27 to go. RedHawks have shown spurts of runs on an 8-0 run so far in the last 3 minutes or so. Nike Sabani, who got the steal and went up for the layup, was fouled, and he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. First one up and away as he converts that one. 69% free throw shooter is 2 for 3 on the night from the charity stripe. Spanny with 10 points so far on the night, and he knocks that one home to tally 11. So him and Precious Aye are tied for the leading scorers for the RedHawks. Precious Aye with his career high. Sophomore from Nigeria, having a very good game tonight. KJ Walton's going to pull it for a long 2 from the far side wing. It's going to be no good. A rebound out to Haruna, who's going to bring it down the floor. Kai Larry's going to settle the offense and put the offense back into action here. Gets it to the near side or far side wing to Attaway. Now to Sabani, who gets the double team. Now in the corner for Attaway, who cross-court passes to Haruna, who's going to drive baseline. Now he's going to pull for a jumper, and he's going to get a foul as he's going to go to the line as Abde Haruna was hacked at the top of his shot and almost got that one to go, but nonetheless, he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. The RedHawks slowing the game a little bit here as they've been going to the line a couple times in the last minute or so.
And,
First one up and away. Ain't good.
Sorry, no, that's just in their benefit. When they're sitting on a lead like this, you don't want to rush things down because when you start running that fast-paced offense and some shots start falling, that lead is going to dissipate real quick for them.
Second one up and away and good. Abdullah Haruna, the 82% free throw shooter, knocks both of them home, and the RedHawks find themselves up 53-38 with 14:40 to go. Persons going to drive baseline. He's going to pick up the foul on the floor. This one's going to go against Makai Larry. It's his first personal, or second personal. It's going to be the 15th foul on Miami, so they're going to have to be careful here. We're not even at the midway point of the second half, and they are 2 fouls away from putting Ball State in the bonus. Short corner, Moses could go to work. Now he's going to kick it out to KJ Walton. He's going to pull it for a long 3. That one's going to be maybe tipped up and short, but it's cleaned up there by Bracken Hazen, who gets the rebound and finishes the lay-in there for Ball State. 53-40 now, 14-13 to go. Kai Larry gets it off to Nike Sabani, who's going to drive into the lane, throw it up, and it's going to be blocked and rebounded by Moses. Walton down the floor. Out to Persons. Now to Nels in the corner for 3. That one's going to hit the back of the iron and no good. A rebound, Alec Abrams coming down the middle of the floor is going to be Nike Sabani. Haruna now jabs and gets into the lane, tries to dump it down to Alec Abrams, but he was not looking for the pass there, and the RedHawks are going to turn it over back to Ball State. This could be the 7th turnover for the RedHawks. Darren Ringo is going to come back in for the RedHawks, as well as Milos Jovic. Milos Jovic is going to come in for Nike Sabani. Abdullah Haruna is going to take a rest on the bench. So your 5 for the RedHawks is Jovic, Larry, Abrams, Attaway, Ringo. Persons, Bracken, Hazen, Austin Nels, KJ Walton, Moses for Ball State. It's stolen away by Darian Ringo, who's trying to get up the floor, and he got it caught up at the top of his head and carried the basketball trying to get down the floor. So he's going to turn it right back over to the RedHawks, but he's going to get the steal there in the stat book. Ringo with 2 steals on the night. Nike Sabani with 3. They get it down low to Moses, who's going to work on Alec Abrams. Gets into the lane, and we're going to get a foul on the floor on Alec Abrams. It's going to be the 16th foul on the RedHawks. 2nd personal foul on Alec Abrams. It's not exactly what you want, because the RedHawks are going to be flirting with putting Ball State in the bonus from now on in the second half. 3 up and away by Austin Nels as he gets it to go right in front of us in the corner. Cuts the lead down to 10 for Ball State. Darren Ringo's going to drive left, turn around, pull it back out, working on KJ Walton. Now he's going to drive right. Pull it back out, gets it to Milos Jovic, who's working on Nels. Pump fake, gets into the lane, jumper up and good. Milos Jovic gets on the board for the first time tonight, puts the RedHawks up 12. Taylor Persons dumps it off to Bracken Hazen, who gets it into the short corner. Working on Abrams is Moses. Now he's going to kick it out to Taylor Persons, who's going to drive, and we're going to get an elbow extension, or they're going to get a foul going against the RedHawks, and that's going to put them in the bonus as Taylor Persons is going to go to line for the 1-and-1. It's going to go against Darren Ringo. That's his 3rd personal, so Darren Ringo is probably going to have to take a seat on the bench as Nike Sabani is going to come in for him. Or Nike Sabani is going to come in for Makai Larry. Van Bowman up off the bench, going to the scorers table. He's going to relieve Alec Abrams. So head coach Jack Owens in his 2nd year is going to leave in Darren Ringo with 3 fouls. With 12:36 to go, the RedHawks have Ball State already in the bonus. First one up and away, and good there for Taylor Persons, the 80% free throw shooter. He's 2 for 4 on the night from the charity stripe. That one's unable to go and rebounded by Milos Jovic. Out the Ringo is going to bring it up the near side sideline, work his way to the top of the key. Now he's going to get in the left elbow, give it to the top of the key back to Nike Sabani. Sabani getting the high ball screen from Van Bowman. He splits the double team, and we're going to get a foul on the floor, and it's going to be an intentional foul going against the RedHawks, as they're going to say it was a clear path for Taylor Persons. And Ball State's going to get 2 shots in the basketball here. KJ Walton's elected to go to the line for the actually, I think they called the foul on KJ Walton, as it looked like they held on. One of the RedHawks held on to him. It's going to go into Nike Sabani, and he's going to pick up his 3rd personal. So foul trouble starting to become a problem for the RedHawks as KJ Walton knocks in that first one. And Hans, I don't know if you saw that, but I believe they called it on Sabani as he held KJ Walton. It looked like he was going to get down the floor.
Yeah, it was hard to get a read on that whole situation, especially on the fast break opportunity. Just try to get a good angle to see on how Persons was going, but rare to see a clear path call, and kind of frustrating for the RedHawks.
That second free throw was good there from KJ Walton, so 2 more points on the board for Ball State in the basketballs. Persons going to work on Darren Ringo. 8 team fouls on the RedHawks. It's going to be a problem for the rest of the half. They're going to have to manage that. Trey Moses is going to pass it inside, down low to Bracken Hazen, who's going to go up, and he's going to get fouled. Going to the line is going to be Bracken Hazen, and the fouls are just piling up for the RedHawks. That's their 9th team foul. Let's see who they're going to get it on here. It's going to be a Precious Aya. It's going to be his 1st personal foul. Again, in the backcourt for the RedHawks, Nike Sabani and Darren Ringo both have 3 personal fouls. Abdullah Haruna also has 2. Larry has 2. Abrams has 2. Precious Aya has 1. That first free throw unable to get in the basket for Hazen. Second one coming. That one's going to be hit the front of the rim and no good. Rebound, Precious Aya.
And with Ball State behind, they're leaving definitely some points at that charity stripe.
Ringo dumps it down low to Van Bowman, going to work on Moses. He's going to kick it out to Nike Sabani in the far side wing. Top of the key to Van Bowman. Back to Sabani. Working on Josh Thompson, the pesky defender. Long 3 for Nike Sabani as he knocks it home. Nike Sabani, not much room there to get that shot up, but he knocks it down and puts the RedHawks on top 58-46 with 11:30 to go. Trey Moses working on Van Bowman. And he's going to get that knocked away, but it looked like it goes off of Trey Moses. So the RedHawks get the basketball back after this media timeout. 11:19 to go here at Millett Hall as the RedHawks are up 58-46. Here's from the Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
Hi, Grandma. What's for dinner?
Hey, honey, I'm making stew tonight.
Ooh, can Nina come over?
I'm not sure about our new friend. I wonder if there's been any drinking going on. Alcohol at her age can lead to so many bad things. I've been meaning to ask you, what would happen if someone offered you a drink?
Grandma?
This is hard. She's so young, but I know I need to talk to her about it now before someone tries to give her alcohol. If anyone ever does offer you a drink, I want you to say no. I have too much respect for my family, and I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
Really?
I promise, Grandma. I love you too.
Okay, how about tasting this stew and telling me what you think?
Some children may try alcohol as young as 9 years old. It's not too early to talk about drinking. For tips on how to begin the conversation, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. That's underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. This message brought to you by SAMHSA and this station.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends.
Kenny Schierlinger alongside Juste here at the 11:19 mark. Miami up 58-47, 12-point lead for the RedHawks, but they're in some foul trouble in the backcourt as well as in team fouls, as they already have 9 team fouls. We're not even at the halfway point in the second half, so they're going to have to be careful with putting Ball State at the line. Darian Ringo feeds it down low to Bam Bowman, who's going to go up with a double team, gets it blocked out of bounds, so the RedHawks are going to stay with possession of the basketball, inbounding it. The baseline, Abdullah Haruna is going to come in for Nike Sabani. Milos Jovic going to come in and inbound it at the baseline. Gets it in Darren Ringo. Dribbles out of the corner, back to the corner to Bam Bowman, and now back to Ringo. Ringo setting up a play, gets a high ball screen from Precious Eye, tries to get it down the eye. It's batted up and into the hands of Austin Nels, who gives it to Josh Thompson. Turnover for the RedHawks. Down low, going to work on Bam Bowman is Tajay Teague, and that's going to be no good. Short there on the jump hook, and the RedHawks going to get the basketball right back down the near far side sideline. Darian Ringo, high ball screen from Bam Bowman, runs into his own man, trying to hide behind Bowman there. Top of the key to Haruna, who's going to drive right, tries to get it down low to Precious Aya again, and they turn it over. Austin Nell's going to drive left baseline. Now they're going to get the top of the key. Out to Bracken, now to Thompson in the near side wing. Down low to Tajay T, going to work on Bam Bowman. Gets into the lane, got good position. Layup, no good. They're short there on the jump hook fadeaway. Bam Bowman with some good interior defense there for the RedHawks. See if the RedHawks can get something going here. 2 straight turnovers in the last 2 possessions for the RedHawks. Trying to get it down low to Precious Aye. Darren Ringo drives left, gets into the lane, kicks it out to Abdullah Haruna for 3, and that one's going to be in and out. Rebound Precious Aye, going up with it. No good. Rebound is going to be knocked away off of Aye, they're going to say. So the RedHawks are going to give it back to Ball State. Makai Larry checking in for Darren Ringo. Austin Nels is going to take a seat on the bench for Ball State. Coming in for him is going to be Kyle Mathers. Taylor Person's going to come in for KJ Walton as well. Larry giving Thompson some trouble. Taylor Persons gets trapped in the near side wing here, and then he's going to call a timeout right in front of us, as it looked like maybe he stepped out of bounds there, but they're going to get the timeout to Ball State here at the 9:33 mark. Miami up 58-46. We're going to take a quick break. Go to Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why suns.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
Welcome back to Millette Hall. Miami up 58-46. Kenny Schierlinger, Hans Juste, Patrick Geshan back in the studio. RedHawks trying to get back in the win column off a bad loss at Western Michigan this past Saturday. Overtime loss, 79-84. Meanwhile, Ball State coming off 3 straight wins. They won Saturday against Akron at home on a tip-in by Trey Moses, the 6'9" senior center from Louisville, Kentucky, who's had a pretty good game so far for Ball State. Across the board, scoring-wise, though, for the Cardinals, it's been pretty even. You have KJ Walton with 8, Taylor Persons with 8, Mallers with 7, Moses with 6, Nels with 8, who's 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. On the other side, you have Nike Sabani leading the way for the RedHawks with 14 points, Bam Bowman with 8, Haruna with 5, Larry with 7, Attaway with 7. And Precious Saya, who's kind of been the story of tonight with 11, his career high. Has been very productive, stepping in for the injured Delonte Brown, who has not returned since the beginning of the first half, where he exited a couple minutes into the game. And I don't think we're going to see him again for the rest of the night. Precious Saya also with 12 rebounds, so a double-double for him. That's only the 3rd double-double on the season for the RedHawks. Bam Bowman holds the other 2. Back to action here as Ball State gets it into Trey Moses in the high post, working on Bam Bowman. It's kind of been a Bam Bowman versus Trey Moses kind of night. Top of the key to Josh Thompson, who launches a long 3 as the shot clock was going down. Long rebound out to Tajay Teague, who's going to drive. And Bam Bowman went down, and they're going to call a block against Bam Bowman. That's going to be his first personal, and Miami's 10th team foul. So 2 shots coming here as Ball State is in the double bonus here at the 9:15 mark. And that's not what you want if you're a team that's ahead, like Miami has led the whole game just about. You don't want to give the other team opportunity to score without the time ticking off the clock as he gets that first one to go.
And that just allows Ball State to also be more aggressive to tag into this lead.
Gets that second one to go. 58-48, 10-point lead for the RedHawks. Makai Larry dribbling it against Thompson, works his way to the top of the key, trying to get it down low to Bam Bowman. It's going to be kicked. RedHawks basketball after the kick ball. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 9:04 to go here in the second half. RedHawks get it in, and it's stolen away by Trey Moses, or Tajay Teague, who's going to bring it down the floor. Mallers for 3, and that's going to be a little bit long and right. It's going to be rebounded by Bam Bowman and given off to Haruna. Gives it off to Makai Larry, who's going to bring it across the timeline for Miami. Far side wing to Precious Sai, top of the key to Bowman. Near side wing, Haruna. Top of the key, Jovic. Off the screen, Bam Bowman's going to catch it, and he's going to get foul. They're going to call a foul. It was a high ball screen as Bowman came off the screen, and we're going to see who they got the foul on as Bam Bowman went up with the shot. I don't know if they're going to call a shot or the foul on the screen or on Bam Bowman, and we'll see if we're going to be on the floor or if it's going to be a shooting foul. So pretty big differential here. The RedHawks are going to get 3 foul shots or get on the baseline. They're going to say it was on the floor, so head coach Jack Owens explaining to the refs that he doesn't like that call, but they're going to have Miami inbound it at about the hash mark on the near side sideline. Milos Jovic's going to come in and inbound it for the RedHawks. Gets it in to Makai Larry. He's going to set up the offense, working on Josh Thompson. Works his way to the left side of the court. Now to the top of the key to Precious Ayu. Gives it off to Haruna. Tries to slam it home, but he's going to get fouled there as Abdullah Haruna was attacking the rim with aggression there, and he's going to go to the shot, or go to the line with 2 shots. Yeah, maybe taking out his frustration there on that foul call, but that would have been really something if he would have flushed that home.
Yeah, he jumped from nowhere, man. He did not have enough space on that at all. He just kind of flew.
Yeah, maybe a little bit wishful thinking there as he gets that first free throw to go. 82% free throw shooter on the year. Second one is good. He's perfect on the night, 4 for 4. Down the floor, Josh Thompson with Makai Larry on him. Taylor Persons working on Haruna. Persons is going to get the offensive foul there as he was getting hounded there by Abdullah Haruna and extended the arm there, and they're going to get the arm bar offensive foul on Taylor Persons. Coming the other way is going to be the RedHawks with the basketball as Precious Sai gets us back in the action. To Makai Larry working on Josh Thompson again. 8 minutes to go. Miami up 12 here, 60-48. RedHawks weaving it inside the arc. Jumper in the lane by Haruna is going to be no good. Strong there. Rebound out to Persons, who's going to drive on Haruna. Gets into the lane, kicks it out to Mallers, top of the key. And Mallers shuffled his feet a little bit there. And he's going to get called for the travel and turn it back over for the RedHawks. Well, we're going to go to immediate timeout at the 7:46 mark. Miami lead at 12, 60-48 here in the Let Hall. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
Hi, Grandma. Can Nina come over for dinner?
Sure. I've been meaning to ask you, what would happen if someone offered you a drink?
Grandma?
If anyone ever does, I want you to say, no, I have too much respect for my family and I don't want to get in trouble.
I promise, Grandma.
They really do hear you. This message brought to you by SAMHSA. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. That's underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
When danger is imminent, will you be prepared? Now many mobile devices can bring you critical information from local sources you trust. With the unique sound and vibration, wireless emergency alerts keep you in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food. We've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change the world's behavior through brainwashing. Because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. And that costs a family of four $1,500 a year. Save the food. Cha-ching. It's worsening climate change through the release of methane gas. Save the food. Cha-ching. And it's wasting precious natural resources like our fresh water. Save the food. Cha-ching. So when you hear this sound, don't be neutral. Rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit savethefood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
When snowmobiling in an avalanche terrain, make sure everyone has an avalanche beacon, shovel, and probe on their person and knows how to use them. Get training by taking an avalanche course and check the daily avalanche forecast at avalanche.org. Always be aware of local conditions. If you see recent avalanche activity, go ride elsewhere. Most importantly, only
Round two of the Redbird rivalry between Ball State and Miami coming to a close here. 7:46 to go. Miami up 12, trying to sweep the season series with Ball State. Back to action we go. Precious Eye hands it off to Attaway, who gets it down low to Bam Bowman. Trying to get it back to Attaway. It was Bowman, but it's getting knocked away. It's going to stay with the RedHawks. As Attaway is going to inbound it right in front of the RedHawk bench. Top of the key for Attaway, or Ringo. So he gives it off to Sabani. He's going to drive left, and they're going to call foul there as he got the ball knocked away from him. And we'll see who they're going to get it on. It's going to be on the floor. It's going to be the 7th team foul on Ball State. So Miami's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. And Nike Subani's going to go to the line for the RedHawks. The foul's going against Taylor Persons. He picks up his second personal foul. Subani's 3 for 4 from the charity stripe tonight. He rattles that one home. Friendly bounce there. One more coming for Nike Sabani, trying to extend the RedHawk lead to 14. Second one up and away, and he gets that one to go. So Nike Sabani with 16 points on the night. 5 for 6 from the charity stripe, 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. Having a good night here for the RedHawks. Josh Thompson gets it down low to Trey Moses, who cross-court passes it to Persons. Back to Mallers. Now Persons going to drive baseline and get it off the glass, and good. So 12-point lead for Miami, 62-50, just under the 7-minute mark here in the second half. Ringo's going to set up the offense, gets the Precious Eye in the far side wing. Van Bowman's going to hand it off to Ringo. Now Sabani is going to pull it for a long three. It's going to be no good. In and out there. Rebound, Tajay Teague's going to bring it up the floor. He's not scared to do that. Swings it out to Taylor Persons. Going to drive baseline. Now he's going to pull it for a jumper, and he gets it to go from the short corner. Taylor Persons, 2 straight points, or 2 straight possessions. He converts, and it's stolen away by Tajay Teague. Opportunity for Ball State to get it under double-digit lead. Down 10. Thompson drives baseline, kicks it out to Tajay Teague for 3, and that one's going to be in and out. Rebound, corralled there by Bam Bowman. The RedHawks dodge a bullet there after the turnover in the backcourt. Aaron Ringo's going to walk it across the timeline, looks over to the Miami bench, gets it to the high post to Bam Bowman. He's going to drive, and we're going to get an offensive foul on Bam Bowman as Trey Moses stepped in there and took the charge for Ball State. It's going to be the Cardinals basketball coming back down the floor as Bracken Hazen, the transfer from Arkansas, is going to come into the game. Like we mentioned, he did not play in this first meeting for the RedHawks and the Cardinals. Sat out last year due to NCAA rules. Ball State trying to get the lead under 10 here. 5:45 to go. Josh Thompson dumps it down low to Trey Moses, who gets position on Bam Bowman and lays it up and in. 8-point lead for the RedHawks. They're going to have to start answering here. Miami scoreless in the last minute 45 as Darren Ringo's going to set up the offense once again. High ball screen from Precious Aye, top of the key. Ringo working on Josh Thompson. Ringo trying to get rid of it, gets it off to Bam Bowman, back to Ringo. Far side wing. Far side corner for 3 from Bam Bowman's going to get none of the rim there. Rebound into the hands of Persons, who's going to drive, gets it knocked away, and they're going to say it's out of bounds off of Ball State. It's going to be Red Hawk basketball as that ball went right out of bounds and looked like it hit the party of head football coach Chuck Martin, who's enjoying the action tonight. Miami back with the basketball. Darren Ringo walking across the floor. Now he's going to drive right. Kick it out to Precious Aye for 3 right from the Miami bench. That one's going to be a little bit long. Rebound, batted up, and secured there from Kyler Mathers as Precious Aye, who's been feeling it tonight, pulled up for a long 3. And that 3 is going to be short there from Taylor Persons, who got it tipped up. And the rebound is secured by the RedHawks. Coming down the far side sideline is Darren Ringo. He's going to drive right once again, pull it out, and he's getting stolen away by Josh Thompson. And Darren Ringo's going to pick up his 4th personal foul as he fouled Thompson after he stole it away from him. 2 shots coming for Josh Thompson. Josh Thompson shooting at 78% from the free throw line this year. First one is too strong and no good. Thompson with only 1 point on the night.
And Josh Thompson is the son of a Ball State star, and Chandler Thompson, kind of most known for his putback dunk in the Sweet 16. But, you know, we said that he was a walk-on, and he kind of worked his way to get this scholarship opportunity, you know, with Ball State. His goal was to always play on a Division I team.
That second one is good for Thompson as Darren Ringo takes a seat on the bench. Kyle Larry is checked in for him. He's going to take over point guard duties for the RedHawks. RedHawks leaving it around the circumference of the arc. Makai Larry, near side wing, gets it to Sabani, top of the key, working on KJ Walton. Sabani gets it back to Larry, working on Josh Thompson. Top of the key to Precious Aye, swings it out to Attaway. He's going to drive left, pull up for a jumper. That one's going to be long. Rebound secured there by Bracken Hazen. He's going to dump it off to Thompson. He's going to bring it up the floor. In the corner for Hazen, who's working on Bam Bowman. Down low to Moses, who gives it back to a cutting Hazen, who gets the layup up and in. Good for Ball State. Miami's lead is only 62-56, so 5-point lead for the RedHawks as we're going to get immediate timeout here at the 3:34 mark Head coach Jack Owens wants to talk it over his RedHawks as they've seen their lead get cut down to single digits here. So we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
Ranger Station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service Ad Council and your state forester.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me. And believe it or not, they really do make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for talking and preparing me for what's ahead.
Thank you for talking.
For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke. I couldn't speak or walk.
This is high blood pressure. Get back on your plan. Go to loweryourhbp.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Oh my God, I feel so sluggish after that greasy pizza from our lunch meeting.
I know. I can't believe they feed us pizza week after week.
They should at least care about our health. After all, they give us health insurance.
I know we don't work at Google, but they should have something better.
You know what? I heard about this new office.
3:34 to go here at Millett Hall as Miami has seen their lead cut down to 5 here. They've led as many as 15. Ball State hasn't led it since they led 4-0 in the beginning of the first half. So Miami trying to get a win here and get back on track. They're going to have their work cut out for them in this last 3 minutes or so as they're going to inbound the basketball. It's Darren Ringo's going to put it back in the action. He's going to drive on Thompson, get in the lane, go up with it, knocked away. Rebound is secure, or is stolen away by Trey Moses, and Ball State's going to get the basketball right back. Josh Thompson, top of the key, gives it off to Moses. Now to Hazen. KJ Walton's going to drive. Out to Hazen, top of the key. He's going to drive it right. Layup is going to be no good. Rebound, Bam Bowman. 3 minutes to go as Nike Spandy's going to bring it across the floor for the RedHawks. Hands it off to Darren Ringo, working on KJ Walton, back to Sabani. Spandy's going to get the high ball screen from Bam Bowman. Now he's going to get it out to Bowman, who's going to drive. It's going to be knocked away. They're going to say it went out of bounds off of Ball State. So the Miami RedHawks are going to have the basketball on the baseline with 11 seconds on the shot clock. 2:46 to go. Miami up 5. Here is Aruda's going to inbound it. Gets it into Darren Ringo, who gets trapped there but gets out of it. Back to Haruna, who's going to drive into the lane, and he throws up the wild shot. It's going to be rebounded by Bam Bowman, who gets it stolen away by Josh Thompson right in the corner. Crowd here at Millett Hall thought it was a foul. Out to Nels. Now Hazen's going to drive and slam it home. Bracken Hazen slamming it home for Ball State, and the lead is down to 3 for the RedHawks. RedHawks haven't scored in 5 minutes. 11-0 run for Ball State to cut the lead down to 3. 62-59, 2 minutes to go here at Millett Hall. RedHawks are going to have to start answering here, or they're not going to be able to win this basketball game. Sabani working on Walton. Under 10 on the shot clock. Sabani's going to want it himself. He drives in the lane, goes up, and he's going to pick up the foul. So Nike Sabani is going to go to the line as it looks like he's shaken up a little bit there, helped up by his teammates. Sabani has fared well from the line so far tonight, 5 for 6. Usually not the best free throw shooter in the world, shooting 69% on the season, but has shot it well tonight. He's the leading scorer for the RedHawks with 16. First one up and away and good. Precious Eye is going to check in for Jalen Attaway as Miami's going to go big in their front, Hazen, Moses, Persons. Nels and KJ Walton. Second free throw is no good. A rebound secured by Hazen. He gets it off to Taylor Persons. Back to Hazen. Down low to Trey Moses, who kicks it in the corner for three by Austin Nels. It's going to be no good, but it's going to be tipped up and in by KJ Walton. 63-61 lead for the RedHawks. RedHawks only have a 2-point lead with 1:30 to go. As this crowd, with some nervous energy, starting to get on their feet here, trying to cheer the RedHawks on for a victory. Haruna in the far side wing, getting it down low to Bam Bowman. He's going to go to work, and he's going to get fouled as he went up with the jump hook. And he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. They're going to get that foul against Trey Moses. That's his 4th personal foul, so he has 1 more to spare. It's a 19 foul for Ball State. So 2 shots coming for Bam Bowman. Very important 2 free throws here. First one up and away and good for the 70% free throw shooter. Junior from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Has played well tonight. Bam Bowman, the 9 points, trying to get into double digits. Second one up and away, nothing but net. Bam Bowman, 2 clutch free throws. RedHawk lead 65-61, 1:15 to go. Ball State has not had any trouble scoring in the last 5 minutes or so. KJ Walton's going to drive into the lane, and they're going to pick a foul, blocking foul going against Abdullah Haruna. And the crowd here at Millett Hall thought that was an offensive foul. But nonetheless, KJ Walton's going to go to the line for 2 shots here as Ball State's in the double bonus. It looked like there that Abdullah Haruna might have had his feet set.
Sometimes the refs are in tough situations where they feel like they need to bounce the fouling calls when it's late in the game, but that one is definitely a tough one to call.
KJ Walton, 69% free throw shooter, misses the front end of the first free throw. Short there, catches the front of the rim. 1 more coming for him. 65-61, 1:08 to go here in the second half. RedHawks trying to jockey for position. The MAC East standings. Second one is rattled home for KJ Walton, the Mizzou transfer. Walton with 11 points on the night. He was 5 for 6. He's 5 for 6 from the free throw line. He has 4 steals in the night as well. So you got to look out for him as he's going to be guarding Darian Ringo here. Under a minute to go. 55 seconds to go. Darian Ringo taking his time. Taking the shot clock down. Now he's going to go. He's going to drive right. Pull it back out. Working on Walton. Gets to the free throw line. Shows up, throws up a jumper in the lane. It's going to be no good. A rebound by Ball State. Out the nails, right in front of the Ball State bench. Back out the person who's working on Sabani. He's going to drive right, go up with it, and they're going to call a blocking foul once again on the RedHawks. Going to the line for 2 shots is going to be Taylor Persons, the 5th-year senior, 80% free throw shooter. Precious Eye is going to pick up his 2nd personal of the night.
And for the RedHawks, you got to be very fortunate that bucket didn't go in, because that was a situation where you did not want a 3 to tie this ball game.
First one up and away, nothing but net for Taylor Persons, and got to believe that he is no stranger for this. Very composed veteran player for Ball State. Second one coming. Person leads the way for Ball State with 13 points as he gets that one to go. 14 points for Taylor Persons, and the lead now for the RedHawks is down to 1. 65-64, 29.5 to go here at Millett Hall. We're going to stay with you through this timeout as both these head coaches, James Whitford in his 6th season at Ball State, who actually got his master's here at Miami, spent 11 seasons with the Miami coaching staff. In the 90s and early 2000s, was here for a Sweet 16 run in 1999 with Wally Zerbiak, and moved on to Xavier and then Arizona before becoming the head coach at Ball State. Head coach Jack Goins in his 2nd season with Miami, his first head coaching job, the Indianapolis native. Went to Eastern Illinois and Murray State. Breaks the huddle, so Miami's going to have to break the full court press here as Abdullah Haruna is going to inbound it. It's going to be Haruna, Sabani, Bowman, Larry, and Ringo for the RedHawks. He gets it in to Darren Ringo, gets trapped in the corner. Now he gets back to Haruna. He's trying to break the press. He gets it out to Darren Ringo, who tips it up, and it's snagged there by Makai Larry. Larry's going to pull it out, and they're going to foul Makai Larry. As for a second there, the air out of the building almost left as that ball was tipped up and seemed like it was in the air forever, as it looked like Ball State might have got the turnover on that full court press. But Makai Larry saves the day, and they're actually going to call a foul on Bam Bowman, who's going to go to the line. So Bam Bowman, the 80% free throw shooter on, or 75, yeah, a 70% free throw shooter on the year, is going to go to the line for the RedHawks. He's 3 for 4 from the charity stripe so far tonight. Bam Bowman knocks in the first one. He's got one more coming, 66-64, 20 seconds to go here as Austin Nelson's going to come in for KJ Walton. Your 5 on the floor for Ball State. It's Persons, Mathers, Hazen, Nels, and Teague. All those guys can knock in a jump shot from beyond the arc, so you got to be careful for the RedHawks. That second free throw is good. Here comes Taylor Persons down the floor. He dribbles it into his corner, and then he gets it knocked away, takes the basketball back. 10 seconds to go. Taylor Persons going to drive into the lane, lay it up and in with 5 seconds to go. The lead's cut down to 1. The RedHawks are going to have to get it in cleanly here, as we're going to get a full timeout on the floor. We'll stay with you here, Hans. You got to get this ball in cleanly, and you got to break the press. With 5 seconds to go, that's not the most time in the world, but enough time for Miami to go to the line and try to put this game on ice. But even if you hit both of those free throws, it's still going to be a one-possession game.
And the most important part, what you alluded to, is that inbound. Because once you got that inbound, I mean, they can sit on it and wait for Ball State to, force them to go to the line. But that inbound's very important, like we saw in the previous possession. Their main goal was to try and get it past half court, and it got tipped up, and we didn't know what was about to happen. So the inbound is very important in this situation. And in late clockage situations like this, you kind of never know what can happen.
So we're going to reset the clock to 5.6. Ball State has exhausted the last timeout. Miami with 2 timeouts. Both teams with 10 team fouls. Trey Moses is the only player on Ball State with 4 personal fouls. He's not even on the floor. It's going to be Teague, Mallers, Hazen, KJ Walton, and Persons. Attaway's going to inbound it. He gets it into Makai Larry, who's going to get fouled there. Or no, they're not going to call a foul. Late foul there for Ball State. 2.7 seconds on the clock. Ball State trying to grab him there as Taylor Persons talking to the ref saying, I tried to grab him, but that's 3 seconds on the shot on the clock that ticked off there, and that's big for the RedHawks, as you can't advance the basketball in college basketball. So Ball State in some trouble here, as Makai Larry's going to go to the line for 2 shots. If you're Makai Larry, I don't know. Are you head coach Jack Owens over there telling Makai Larry, if you make the first one, I want you to miss the second one to make it tougher on them to inbound? I mean, what are you thinking?
You can in a situation like that, because you never know. Like, there's 2.7 seconds left in this ball game. There's a ton of time. Obviously, it's not great, but how sick would you feel if you saw someone get a half-court heave and you lost because you intentionally kind of missed that second free throw? So you got to go in with the mindset of making both, which the RedHawks have done fairly well this second half. They're 13 for 14 from the charity stripe in the second half, and that's been, their bread and butter.
So Kyle Larry, who leads the team in free throw shooting alongside Abdullah Haruna with 82% on the year. Freshman put into a difficult situation. This is going to be his first trip to the free throw line tonight. He's got 7 points. He was 3 for 4 from the field and 1 for 2 from beyond the arc.
At the line for the RedHawks, Makai Larry shooting 2.
RedHawks are going to lead Jalen Attaway in the paint. Bam Bowman's going to be sent back there to play the safety role. That first free throw is up and away. They're going to reset the game clock to 3 seconds here for Ball State. Miami leads at 68-66. One more free throw coming for Makai Larry. Second free throw up and away, and he knocks it home. No timeouts for Ball State, so they're going to inbound it here. And head coach Jack Owens is going to take a timeout. And I don't know if I like that call here. If you're head coach Jack Owens, why are you going to give Ball State some time to talk it over and their strategy to try to get a half-court heave here to tie up the game?
I don't mind it too much because he just wants to make sure he has the best defensive lineup and the best defensive approach for his team. Because like you said, they can't advance the ball, so they're still going to have to go the length of the court to get that heat or that three-point shot they want. But it is interesting for him to call the timeout, but I guess he's not too trusting of his defense in this situation yet.
So you can see the coaches over there having a conversation. I think they might think that Ball State's going to try to heave it down the floor and try to get it handed off to somebody to get a better looking shot rather than inbounding it, running down the floor and throwing it up for a half-court heave. So we'll see what happens here. We saw Bam Bowman back almost in the safety type role. So we'll see what the RedHawks strategy is going to be here as well with Ball State. RedHawks really need this win here to stay competitive in the MAC. They're 5-7 in the MAC East. Ball State 5-7 in the MAC West. The difference is Miami second to last in the MAC East. And Ball State in third place in the MAC West. As the MAC West is a little bit more bunched up than the MAC East. MAC East has Buffalo and Bowling Green at the top. So we're going to get back here as Josh Thompson's going to rifle it in for Ball State. He's going to get it in to Tajay Teague, out to Persons, who's going to throw up a jumper, and he almost gets that to go, but it's going to be long and no good. So Miami escapes the scare from Ball State as they came back from a double-digit deficit and cut this game down to 1. And Miami comes out with a 3-point win, 69-66 here at home, and improves to 14-12 overall in the season, 6-7 on the MAC, trying to get back to 500 in MAC competition play as they're going to travel to Akron this coming Saturday. Next home game for Miami is going to be Buffalo March 1st. That game has been moved to Friday night, 8 o'clock. We'll have that call here for you on Red Hawk Radio. Ball State is going to fall to 14-12 on the season, 5-8 in MAC competition play, and they're going to be at home against Central Michigan on Saturday. So the last meeting for both these teams in the regular season, as Miami sweeps Ball State this year, as they got the win last month in Muncie, and they get the 69-66 win here in Oxford. Any final thoughts for you, Hans, as Miami gets the victory?
Final thoughts is definitely the free throw shots we saw from the RedHawks. They went 15 for 16, so they shot the same amount as Ball State did, but Ball State only made 9 of their free throws, and Miami made 15, so that's really what helped secure them the win, as they kind of shot very poorly from the field in the second half.
Absolutely, as you got to give it up to the RedHawks as they saw one of their star players, Delonte Brown, go down in the first couple minutes of the game. And Precious Aye, he's going to have to be the player of the game for me, who was the catalyst, unexpected catalyst, who came in right away and scored 11 points for the RedHawks, double-double, 13 rebounds, led the way in the rebound category for the RedHawks, and was doing the work down low and knocked in a couple jumpers, even a 3 right in front of the Miami bench. So it was a good win for the RedHawks, as head coach Jack Owens is going to be happy for his basketball team to get back on track. So stay tuned here as we're going to throw the Patrick Geshan back in the studio here as Miami squeaks out the win against Ball State. For Kenny Schierlinger, Hans Juste, thanks for joining us on Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio. We'll have the next broadcast for us will be Buffalo in a couple of weeks here, March 1st at 8 p.m. So have a good night, everybody. We're going to throw to Patrick Geshan back in the studio for the post-game show.
All right, Kenny, thank you very much. A nail-biter tonight at Millett Hall. The RedHawks barely squeaking out a 69-66 win over the Ball State Cardinals in meeting number 2 of the season. The RedHawks began that second half on a 12-0 run when Ball State went on a 4-minute and 16-second scoreless streak in a span where they went 1 for 7 from the field. The RedHawks had a double-digit lead the entire half until Ball State made it close after Miami committed 9 team fouls before the halfway point of the second. Miami's 15-point lead was eventually cut to 5 and then 3. Taylor Persons had a good layup with 5 seconds to go to make it a 1-point game, 67-66. With 5 seconds to go, the RedHawks had the lead. Then Mecky Larry got fouled. He made both free throws at the line with 3 seconds to go. Jack Owens called a timeout, and then Persons missed the jumper for the Cardinals at the buzzer to give Miami the 69-66 victory tonight. So Ball State falls to 14-12 overall, 5-8 in the conference. Miami improves to 14-12 overall and 6-7 in the conference. As we take a look at our final MAC scoreboard tonight, Bowling Green holding on to a 6-point lead over Akron, 65-59 your score with 52 seconds to go in the second. 6 minutes to go in the second in Mount Pleasant. Central Michigan trails Kent State 64-61. Buffalo a commanding lead in Western New York over OU, 110-63 your score there as they are finished in Buffalo. And in Ypsilanti tonight, Eastern Michigan has a 69-59 lead over Toledo late in the second half there. Your top 25 scoreboard this evening. Indiana, a 45-44 lead over number 15 ranked Purdue with 1:11 to go in the second. That would be a pretty big upset if the Hoosiers could pull it off on their home court in Bloomington. A final tonight from Knoxville, Tennessee, knocking off Vanderbilt 58-46 in the Battle of the Volunteer State. They're at the half in Iowa tonight, where Maryland leads the Hawkeyes 27-23. And in other top 25 games tonight, Missouri and Kentucky about to tip off in Missouri. Florida State visits Clemson. The number 16 ranked Seminoles looking for their 21st win of the season. And number 19 ranked Iowa State will host Baylor at 9 Eastern tonight as well. That tip-off coming up in just a little bit. So like Kenny mentioned, these next 2 teams will be in action again Saturday. Ball State will visit Central Michigan. The RedHawks will go to Akron for a stretch of 2 straight road games. First against Akron, then against Bowling Green. And the next broadcast of RedHawk Radio and Miami basketball will be Friday, March 1st, 8 o'clock tip-off when the RedHawks take on Buffalo. So until then, for Kenny Schierlinger and Hans Juste, I'm Patrick Geshan in the studio saying so long and good night. Thank you for listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. We'll see you March 1st.